Welcome to our reflection on the first Sunday of Advent. We're starting a new year, and as Advent unfolds, you will notice in the environment of our church the word "be" in the center, and that is a precursor to a lot of other words to be attentive to during the Advent and Christmas season. So the very first word is alert. So coming right from our gospel story, the challenge and the invitation is to be alert. And in the spirit of Advent, it seems a bit odd that we just finished a church year. We wrapped up the Gospel of Mark, which is particularly stark in its challenge the last few weeks of the year. As the year wound down, these challenges about the end time we heard from Mark. And interestingly enough, the tone of the gospel starting a new year is similar. Jesus is predicting that there will be all of these physical signs that will indicate an end. But really, what they indicate is a challenge to be alert for something new. So the scriptural symbolism of all of these physical things like the sun and the moon is really something for us to look at what in our lives needs to perhaps as powerfully as be destroyed so that we can let them go, so that we can open our hearts to a new year. And his challenge to be alert for what is coming, and that is obviously the miracle of the incarnation. This is a wonderful complement to the first reading from the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah, if you remember, is the one who stayed in Jerusalem during a horrible attack and the city being destroyed. Jeremiah stayed, and he stayed with his whole prophetic challenge. But he talks about the fulfillment of the promise that God made to Israel and Judah, the two kingdoms who had been divided, who need to come together, just like we need to come together, and the challenge of the fulfillment of the promise that God has made, and that is fulfilled in Jesus Christ. The second reading from Paul's letter to the Thessalonians, it's a really encouraging reading from Paul. So amidst these other challenges, strengthen your hearts in holiness for the coming of the Lord. Increase and abound in love. Wonderful and tender images from Paul that really complement the power and the prophetic tone of being alert in our first reading in our gospel.